Hello. Hello, dear friends. How are you? How is it going? We are at DES 2023. Are you posting any photo, any video on your Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter? We want the world to know what's happening here. We are shaping the future of the digital business. Okay, today and now, in this moment, we have the privilege of welcoming Guibert Englebienne. He's the co-founder of Globant and the Globant X president. He will explore right now the revolutionary nature of AI, artificial intelligence, and will give some steps and keys that organizations and leaders can take if they want to stay ahead in the changing digital landscape. Ladies and gentlemen, let's receive with a warm applause Guibert Englebienne. He's coming from Argentina 2 hours ago. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
It's a pleasure to have you here.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be with all of you here today. And I'm here to come provoke you a little bit. We've been talking a lot about AI during these days, as it happens since November 30th in the afternoon. I was that day, I come from Argentina, as a fan of my local team. I was that day in Doha, the 30th of November, when Argentina actually went into the second stage of the World Cup. So while we were all there, suddenly, at the same time, very interesting developments were happening. As you all know, ChatGPT was released that day, and it took the world by storm. So it has kept us talking about AI every day, and I'm totally sure that you have tried ChatGPT or any other generative AI models so far. I'm not here to talk about that. What I would like to talk about is about the perspective of a leader of an organization who needs to embrace AI to make your organization future-proof. I founded my company out of a bar in Buenos Aires with 3 other friends 20 years ago. And during this process, we grew to be a global organization with over 28,000 people across 35 countries, 100 delivery centers across the globe. In this process, we have learned tons of things that make organizations unsuccessful when it comes to transform for the digital transformation. So as many organizations were struggling to actually surf the digital transformation wave, suddenly the pandemic offered us a tsunami that eventually crashed us against the beach, and suddenly we found out all ourselves wet, trying to see if everything was there and trying to regain productivity. We found many tools were already there. We discovered the opportunity to do telework from our homes, something that was there way, way, way before, but for some reasons organizations did not push for it. They didn't adopt it. So there are tons of things that we need to take into account when it comes to really unleashing the power of AI. And I will continue with the metaphor of a surf wave. You know, when you are surfing, you have different waves, and definitely one of the questions you're going to ask yourself is, should I catch this wave or wait for the next one? Okay? So is ChatGPT a revolt or is a revolution? Is here to stay or not? And when you look in proximity to what happened that day, we must conclude that it was a revolution. Let me give you a few ideas. OpenAI guys, they were just putting another chat system, a chatbot, in front of a pre-existing model. Was the fact of giving that kind of access what made it so broadly available. They had prepared to support a limited number of users. Actually, they got a test account on Auth0, which is the authentication system built by another Argentinian entrepreneurs. And they were using a demo account. But suddenly, that day, they received over 1 million users without having any kind of viral loop built into their process. Essentially, word of mouth was taking the power of ChatGPT from one person to another. And what really made this really easy to be adopted is the fact that for the first time we had an interface or a technology that in order to use it, we could use our own language. So Spanish or English became the only tool, the only knowledge we need to have in order to take that. So definitely I believe this is something here to stay. The other question that you ask when you are surfing the wave is, am I going too late? Am I going too soon? The timing should be perfect. So as a leader, should I perhaps take the luxury of waiting, have a wait-and-see approach? Let me, being in technology, we have seen many of these trends over and over the years. I would like to ask you a question. How many of you have bought a Bitcoin? Okay, several Bitcoin holders. How many of you have bought the Bitcoin at less than 50 cents? Okay? Not many, huh? I have some friends who actually were very lucky very early. But I bought it myself at 15,000. After that, Bitcoin crashed, and for a couple of years was in 3,000. So I was the guy who put the stop sign to the Bitcoin at that moment. But in essence, what I'm trying to say here is the difference of buying a Bitcoin at 10 cents of a dollar versus buying it at 15,000 is a quantifiable reminder of how much value we can lose if we wait too long. Okay, you can then translate it into any other technology, and I don't believe that you have the luxury to actually take too long. So Bitcoin, and particularly GPT, are two revolutions that are extremely significant. Essentially, to give you an idea, when engineers like myself, we receive a calculator, we suddenly stop doing calculations. Well, GPT is to text what a calculator is to numbers, okay? Nobody would have today the doubt that either you use a calculator or you use an Excel sheet to do numbers. Same things are going to happen to many of the areas in which we are today using text within the organization. I'll give you some examples. Proposals, contracts, feedback, all sorts of documents that you need to create, surveys, a lot of different opportunities, emails, outbound emails. You could create and craft really good documents, but you can also make a conversation with them. So now I'm going to move to the practical part. I told you we grew from a garage, from a bar of 4 guys to a global company of 28,000 people. Definitely, when you are when you are larger, it's much difficult to change your organization, and that's a problem that all leaders face. So I'll give you an example of what we did at Globant. 7 years ago, we put everybody in front of us in a big town hall, and we said, guys, AI is here. AI has been on a winter for quite a long time, but technologies enabling AI are now here, and they can deliver value. It is of the utmost importance that we are going to take that value and applicable to pretty much everything we do. So that day, we said we want 100% of our organization to be trained on AI. Trained on AI meant you need to go through a course of 2 hours done on your computer, answer different questions. You could also read a book that we developed for us and also for our customers. But essentially what we are doing is saying, hey, guys, this is a new mood. We are going to embrace AI corporate-wide. And that's a very important problem, because a very important factor. Because in many organizations, when the digital transformation started to happen, the organization was easy to identify that, hey, no, I'm not the one who needs to transform. It's she who is in charge of, bears the title of innovation or digital transformation. So in essence, our silo approach prevented the organization to actually grab a problem that was affecting all of us. So we took 7,000 people at that time, and 100% of them were trained on understanding what AI was, what different type of AI there were, what kind of problems you could solve with AI. And the idea was honestly, it was a very shallow training because it didn't give you too much. But the importance of it is that every member of the organization should be able to spot an opportunity to adopt AI in their daily work. And what happened was fantastic. If we fast forward 8 years now, we see at Globant we see Globant becoming more like a hybrid organization. An organization where humans and AI partner up to expand our human limitations. I'm going to give you an idea. Every time we recruit one of our candidates, the first step of our interview process is conducted not only by a recruiter, but also by an AI, who listens to the conversations, translates it into text, goes into our data warehouse of all the interviews we have taken, and makes a correlation with people that we like to have at Globant. Okay? So that gives a second opinion to our recruiter, saying, hey, you should put Bernie on top of priorities because he seems to be very good. Another area where we are using it is to create teams. Assembling teams is a large amount of what we do. So we have Geno, who's an assistant that helps us, provided certain requirements, give us the right team for a certain project. Of course, there had to be more. The core of what Globant does is software engineering. So today, we have AI, like GeneXus Next, in which you type, OK, I want a system for a pet store, a pet clinic. Click Next. In 30 seconds, you will have, OK, you're going to need an entity for veterinarians. You're going to need one for pets. You're going to need the clinics. You're going to need the payment methods, everything that you need to hold the system, all the entities. And then if you are satisfied, you can click on Publish, select the type of design, and it will automatically create a fully working system, not just code, a fully working system in 5 minutes. Deployed on Amazon with all the database already created with sample data, with APIs to access it, with design, tons of things, and then you can continue editing it from there. So GeneXus Next is helping us save perhaps 2 months of work of a team, of a software development team. Other areas in which we can actually make an impact by using AI was found by people doing software maintenance, okay? They say, we go to any large organization who have a large code base with developers that haven't been here for quite a long time. They brought a code in COBOL or in any other language. Nobody brought a single line of documentation. Well, Augur is like Google Maps for code. You say, hey, I would like to print an invoice on this system, and it will, boom, take me to that class, give an idea of what that class does, documents line by line, and eventually it will also tell me all the other things that I need to modify because it understands through code maps the dependencies of all the system. We use it also to test. You know, many customers like ours, for example, Disney, was taking 2.5 weeks to test their product for visual comparison and for having a perfect product in the market. And doing a visual comparison, trying to automate what it would be a highly critical tester was very difficult. But by using computer vision and also generative AI, we are creating test cases that magnify uses to streamline the testing that took 2.5 weeks to just 1 hour. So in essence, we are going to a market much faster with more security, and reinforcement that what we're delivering is ready for our customers. So these are some examples, but there are more. We are a people company. We are recruiting and bringing people every day to the organization. Being 28,000 people is very hard. As startups start growing, they tend to lack that kind of flexibility, that kind of collagen that makes them so attractive to begin with. So in order to remain a massively scaled startup rather than a large organization, we developed StarMeUp, which is a social operating system for an organization of the future. It's based on the ability for you to interact in a social manner, in the same way we do with Instagram every morning. You can pull up StarMeUp either to recognize your peers in the open, explaining why you are doing it, enlightening them, enlightening you because you are now empowered, but essentially creating visibility for you and for the other people in the organization. We use that ton of information to actually bring light to certain individuals. So if I'm coming here to Malaga, I may have recommendations saying, hey, if you are going to Malaga, you should meet Flor Mainieri because she's there and she's a rock star, okay? So by using technology, we are expanding our ability to connect to more people in a deeper way. So there are tons of things while organizations suffer, and believe me, it's not because of the technology that we have at hand, but it's perhaps because we don't use it in order to expand our human limitations. So I would say that if we fast forward we are now in the, we need to understand that we are in the infancy of the generative AI revolution. How many of you have used ChatGPT so far? Pretty much all, okay? How many of you think the people in your organization is using it? Okay. How many of you are afraid that they are posting confidential data to ChatGPT and ChatGPT may be using that to train other models? Okay. So we have a problem because these people are going, each of them are using their own credit cards to access a product that nobody controls, that nobody knows how much it costs, to conduct data. Okay, it seems to me like the times in which we didn't have a LAN at the office, and we had to go to the cyber cafe to have a connection to the internet. Okay, now we need a proper infrastructure, and that's why we have developed another technology, which is like all the plumbing needed for any decent corporate environment to actually unleash their developers and their collaborators to use the full power of AI. So in essence, it's a middleware that sits in the organization that gives you control of access, that gives you surveillance over what you send to the model, but it also connects to multiple models. Understanding that the variety of models will change, the quality will change, and the cost will severely change. And it allows us, the entire organization, once they are using this, it can allow you to either chat with your model as you're doing it today, or chat with the power of your language with your documents without exposing them to the internet, or to chat with your backend systems, like asking your SAP, hey, how much are sales, or what is the region with more sales this week or the other. So this is just finalizing. I hope this serves. I believe there is a ton of opportunity in order for you to embrace AI. But in order to do that, you need to do it taking into account the timing. I believe the time is now. Taking into account that you need to really row as you are a surfer, make an effort to make a sustainable thing, and you need to involve everybody in the organization to actually tap into this in a very profound way. I'll give you just a 1-minute video and I'm gone. Thank you.
Get ready to reinvent your business with the power of AI. Introducing Globant X, powerful AI suite. First stop, Augur, a code intelligence platform that increases dev speed by 60%. It multiplicates teams' output, accelerating go-to-market. Augur enables exploration, analysis, understanding, and documentation of multiple complex code bases. It's the first navigation tool for code. Next, we have Magnify, the AI companion for the testing journey. Magnify leverages computer vision to improve and simplify quality assurance in complex visual testing scenarios. And using the power of generative AI, Magnify transforms requirements into automation code snippets and manual test cases, helping businesses to streamline the testing process. Now, Genexus, the ultimate enterprise low-code software development platform that truly revolutionizes the way we create, evolve, and maintain software solutions. With the power of AI at its core, it's like a fountain of youth for code, streamlining and simplifying the development process like never before. Next stop, Lanai, the catalyst for your AI journey. Gain secure, cost-effective, and monitored access to multiple large language models. Stay ahead in the race towards AI applications and increase productivity by chatting with your own documents and systems. Explore heavy documentation and tons of information. And last but not least, StarMeUp, the dynamic talent empowerment platform. StarMeUp enables organizations to sidestep silos by integrating data and unifying the talent experience to provide practical intelligence that companies can act on. Unleash the power of AI and take your business to the next level with Globant X. Start your reinvention journey now.
Well, thank you very much, and looking forward to continue the conversation. We are going to be in our booth. Thank you.